Yo, 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 what is Gucci? Hello to everyone this afternoon. Oh, tonight. I'm about to say this afternoon, child. I'm tired as hell. Let me take this big. No, I'm going to leave it up for a minute. Welcome, 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 everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, it is your motherfucking host, the one and the only Conscious Television, okay? Nobody can report the news like I can report the motherfucking news, okay? What's going on, Nikki? Hey, LeBryant. I'm trying to figure out who the hell Jimmy Smacks is, but I think that Jimmy Smacks may have offered us an opportunity to have a more meaningful conversation or dialogue about the controversy he has sparked up. So we want to get into Jimmy Smacks. What's going on, Black Girl Magic? Thank you, love. Hello to all of my mods. You guys already know. Take them hoes right on over, okay, to Block Island. Block Nation, baby. It's going strong, honey. We muscling them hoes over there, okay? So y'all already know what to do. Now, before we get into this topic, I definitely want to, first and foremost, say welcome to all new subbies. So we done went from that 20.5 to that 20.6. Oh, so shout out to the kingdom for the growth is coming along, honey. Okay. Also, I want to thank all of my contributors, donators, PayPalers, Cash Appers, all that shit. Okay, you guys already know where to look. Everything is in the banner, emails, Cash Apps, all that shit. If you guys want to throw coin, okay, this helps y'all to not have to ask me during the commentary how you can super chat. I don't do super chat, okay? Super chat is a scam and a half, okay? It's a bad weave, okay? YouTube extrapolates 30% off of any super chat, so can you imagine 30% of $5 Yeah, we don't do that over her, okay? Also, I was invited by one of my gentleman panel list to be a part of another conversation that happened on Facebook Live. So I'm going to be posting the link to our dialogue. We touched on homosexuality, and it was a really good conversation between the gay community and the straight community, which is kind of what inspired me to go ahead and touch on this topic, okay? Because there are some things that I think could be worth noting about trans attracted men, okay? And I'm also hosting the gentleman's panel tomorrow, so be back here for tomorrow's show, okay? We got a lot of celebrity shit to talk about. I ain't even gonna give it away. We just got shit to talk about, okay? Now, Jimmy Smacks. So this is going to be another illustrative commentary, okay? And we're gonna have like a really rich dialogue, okay? I'm trying not to keep you guys long tonight because I'm tired as hell, baby. It's been a busy week for the Conscious TV, but I've been booked and very motherfucking busy. Then I gotta jump off of here and go into Patreon, okay, right after. So it's a lot going on. So just to get straight into it, you guys, let me share my screen, okay? Because we're gonna put up the article, the article of controversy here. Let me actually just take down this here. Okay. So let me share my screen. Can you guys see that? Are you guys able to see what I'm seeing? Can you see what I see? Okay, so this is Jimmy Smacks. Now, I'm going to be honest. I don't know shit about Jimmy Smacks other than he's a motherfucking freak hoe, okay? This is a freaky-ass industry nigga. And I mean freak in a good way. I do not discriminate against freak hoes, okay? I love me a good freaky-ass nigga myself. Level 10 freakazoid over here, okay? So I am very welcoming of Jimmy Smacks' freak level. We want to talk about his freak level here. Some of you may know him from dating the rapper Trina, the baddest bitch, pull over, whoop, whoop, the pussy and the ass cheeks too motherfucking fat, honey. And he's also been linked to Mariah Lynn, Love and Hip Hop New York's Mariah Lynn, okay? So you guys may know him more from being in entanglements with the celebrity rap actresses of the industry, but more notably, he's also went viral because of a video that depicted and displayed him inside of a car with a little person on his lap smacking her ass, okay? This would be the infamous Jimmy Smackums, honey, okay? We're going to address some things about that midget controversy. Oh, not midget, because midget is a offensive term now, but we're going to address that video regarding the little person as well. But he also went super viral again because a video from his OnlyFans was allegedly leaked, according to some, but Jimmy Smack said he exposed himself, and it's of him giving oral fixation to a trans woman. So we're gonna get into it, okay? So let's skedaddle through this motherfucking article here, okay? Let me get into it, honey. So the title of the article, first of all, shout out to fuckyaya.com, baby. What a motherfucking name. I can't wait to get me a website. Jimmy Smack says, despite video of him with an alleged transgender woman, he is not gay. Okay, see, this is Jimmy here, okay, looking like he's still a freshman at Westboro High, honey. He looks like the token thug of the all-white school. Yes, God, look at his Pharrell Williams Neptune's 2000 Y2K hat. You guys remember this shit here, girl? The Ashton Kutcher trucker hats. Oh, yes, God, honey. Jimmy Smacks is giving it up, honey. City trends, it is fashion for less. Yes, God. The article says, today's OnlyFans star, Jimmy Smacks, shocked the world way more than Beyonce ever could. Okay, bitch, don't try it. Okay, when a video of him slobbing the knob of an alleged transgender woman was leaked on social media. Okay, let's continue reading. Now, Jimmy Smacks, who is allegedly the ex-boyfriend of raptress Trina, has made a name for himself as the wildest guy on OnlyFans. He is often seen posted up with various women and had the internet shaking their heads when he did a golden shower video with Selena Powell, who I believe is another freak hoe. Isn't Selena Powell connected to, what's the football player name? The guy who was speculated to be gay, black guy with the blonde frosted tips. What is his name? I did commentary on him like a few months ago when I believe Selena Powell put out that, what is the guy's name, you guys, in the comment section? What is it? You guys know who I'm talking about. The football player, fine ass black football player. What's his name? Everybody just thinks he is so cute. Yes, Beckham, Odell Beckham. What's going on, Wilson? I believe, honey, that Selena Powell claimed that Odell Beckham, when they had an entanglement, flew her the hell out and had her poop all over him, girl. All over him, girl. That Odell Beckham just wanted a whole mudslide, okay? Just avalanching and pulsating from out of Selena Powell's asshole, okay? That's what she had claimed, okay? Now back to this article. I believe it's the same freak hoe. I don't know. Nonetheless, scrolling down now, everyone is asking what is going on with his latest video. Jimmy Smacks went on IG Live and said that he was not exposed. He leaked the video himself. He said it was a trap. Now, this is a 4-minute long video, I believe, from his Instagram here that I'm not going to play because we don't care. Okay. Below says, I do not know if I believe he leaked the video himself or that it was some type of master plan, but he owns up to sucking dick nonetheless. He says he is not gay. He just has an open mind, and we're going to talk about how open a mind can be before you start getting into some blurry bisexuality, curiosity type shit, okay? And I may open up the line if I feel like being bothered, so you guys can also chime in, okay? Because I know you guys have a lot to say about these type of topics. And does what the fuck he wants. Now, I know that's right, Jenny Battles, because you know what? I do what the fuck I want to, too, so I appreciate, okay, the fact that he knows his constitutional rights. If JoJo Swaya, whoever the hell that is, can come out the closet, why can't Jimmy? Is he out of the closet? We're gonna talk about that too. I think Jimmy Smacks is making things worse. Okay, it doesn't matter. So that's Jimmy Smacks, you guys. Okay. Now, what y'all think? Oh, not Jimmy Battles, bitch. Damn. You know what? Too many goddamn Jimmys. Well, you know, this Jimmy is battling this controversy right now. That's a whole nother Jimmy Battles. Oh, my God, honey. These Jimmys, girl. If you don't name your child Jimmy, bitch. Jimmy is a sure way to be reading about your child in the newspaper, girl, when they get of legal age. No Jimmys. Let's remove this. Okay. So, Romero, you can leave everything on the table. I'm working at the moment. Thanks. So, what do you guys think? Do you guys think? Okay, well, first of all, let's pull the choo-choo train back. Let's talk about this video involving him smacking the ass of this little person, okay? There were some people saying that they would entrust Jimmy Smacks. I'm going to call him Jimmy Smackums. Wouldn't trust Jimmy Smackums around children because he is also little woman attracted. Now, how you guys feel? Would you guys trust Jimmy Smackums around your children? Or would you not? Because he likes little people. Because see, this is where I probably become a little bit too sound-minded to be a part of these conversations, because I was really struggling to make the correlation between someone being attracted to little people and somebody being a pedophile. I'm with you, Lucy J. I don't trust no bitch around my children either. I already done subpoena Santa Claus ass bitch. You got to deliver at the door, bitch. You can't come through the chimney. You can't come with Rudolph, Randy. Okay? Or Dasher, bitch. And damn sure don't land on my roof, bitch. Because them roof repairs. The coin runs tight, bitch. Now, I don't see the correlation. I just don't. Little people are grown people who have dwarfism, okay? That makes them little, maybe like children, but they're not children, okay? let's not, because you know sometimes y'all be reaching, girl, and I can't do it, girl. Y'all just be reaching so far, girl. I mean, reaching to stars and planets and constellations and other galaxies and shit, girl. Calm down. Nobody wants your damn children, okay? This is just a grown-ass man, freak, hoe, level, mutant abilities, and he thinks that little people are really sexy as fuck. So be it. Now, let's move into this trans attracted. I'm going to ask you guys before we get into this conversation. Do y'all, so all people in the chat, answer yes or no. If a man is attracted to trans women emotionally and or sexually and or either way, both, only one of them, does that make a man who proclaims to be straight gay or bisexual? Yes or no? I'll wait. If a man is attracted to trans women, can he still wear the title of being heterosexual? Okay, Miss L. Green says no. Yoko 2 says no. Friday says bisexual. AJMC says gay. Black Girl Magic says yes, bisexual. Hayes Way says yes. I say it depends on how he wants to label himself, says Kinsley's mommy. What's going on, Kinsley's mommy? Okay. So you guys know there was a lot of controversy last year, or maybe it was the year before last, with Malik Yoba, okay, from Undercover New York, the irony, right, of the show Undercover New York, or Undercover Detectives, whatever the fuck Malik Yoba was on, okay, when he championed for trans women, okay, went on the Breakfast Club, sparked a lot of controversy because he came out and also admitted that he also was trans attracted, okay? A few other men have followed in his steps as well since. Aries Gale said he's attracted to attention. No, he's bisexual and for money. Okay, so we're going. Okay, so Miss Old School says bisexual. Malik Yoba was with a transgender woman. Yes. New York Undercover. Absolutely. Doesn't matter what kind of woman it is. It's still a woman, heterosexual, unless he says he was bi. Okay, evolve to exist. All right. If they haven't had the surgery, I think they'd be bi at best. I don't know. Honestly, I respect whatever they identify as. Okay, all right. So we're going to get, I'm opening up the lines, okay? Because I really want you guys to chime in. So here's the thing, right? So there has always been a lot of confusion. Okay, hold on. Let me read. Bay Blotter News says, I have some buddies who say they only deal with trans or real women, not attracted to men at all. Okay, say they only deal with trans or biological women. Wow. Okay, y'all get them thumbs up. It's 50 of y'all in the building. Get these motherfucking thumbs up. So there's already a lot of ignorance around LGBT every goddamn thing. We've learned a lot about gender identity over the past 5 years or so, from Caitlyn Jenner coming out, created a lot of conversation around trans identity. So we've been going there, okay, creating cis meaning the same, okay? Cis meaning that your gender identity corresponds to the body in which you have. So you identify as female and your body also is female in sex. Same thing for men. If you're a cis hetero man, you are a heterosexual, and it means that your mind agrees with the body you exist within, okay? Trans, to make it all very simple, because I know that straight people like struggle with these concepts that kind of get lost in the language. It becomes way too like scholarly, girl. Like it's just way too much information and intellect. So I'm going to attempt to refine and break down all this shit. So when you think of trans, just think of somebody who doesn't agree with their sex, with the sex they were given, okay? Their literal biology. They don't agree. If you're cis hetero, you agree with your biology. It's that simple enough for everybody. Sexuality is on a spectrum, and so is gender identity too. So it depends on how that person identifies. Now, so when it comes to trans attracted men and whether they are queer or bisexual or not, I'm going to say this. I believe that heterosexual men that you can still identify as heterosexual, and still be very much so into trans women. And I'm gonna tell you why I think that. For those who have been here for a long time, who've been a part of the kingdom for a long time, you guys kind of have already heard this conversation. For those who just coming to the table, this is kind of really for you. Who are we to say who's gay or not? Right. I don't agree in labeling people. I think people should label themselves. Jimmy Smack says he's straight. So we're going to explore whether he's straight or not, okay? So there's something, okay, because I'm going to share my screen here in a minute. I'm going to share my screen here. Oh, God, yes, I am. Oh, I'm going to share. Okay, let me share my screen, honey, because we're going to get PowerPoint presentation like up in this bitch. I think it's 8. Let me see here. No. Okay, well, we can start here. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but what this says here is there's a term called theme-sexual, okay? Theme-sexual is the exclusive attraction to those who are feminine in nature, okay? This means theme-sexual people are attracted to feminine women, and then there's a comma, 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 it goes on. Feminine women, feminine men, feminine, etc., okay? Now, there are other terms that are synonymous to theme-sexual, like androphilia and genephilia, okay? Androphilia, let's get into these definitions, honey. Let's explore these concepts. Oh, yes, God. Okay, let me share again. Let me share again. Let me share again. Okay, so I hope you guys can see that. Now, androphilia and genephilia are terms used in behavioral science to describe sexual orientation as an alternative to a gender binary, homosexual, and heterosexual conceptualization. Androphilia describes sexual attraction to men or masculinity. Genephilia describes the sexual attraction to women or femininity. Ambiphilia describes the combination of both androphilia and genephilia in a given individual or bisexuality. So this is where Jimmy Smacks, you guys, may actually have, okay, a logical, just justification, okay, for still being able to cling and claim his hetero identity. Now, to put this into more of a conceptualization for you guys, when you guys think of for instance, let me see here. Androphilia describes sexual attraction to men or masculinity. So if you are someone who's attracted to masculinity, right? Let's use the women in the audience. No, let's use everybody. If you are attracted to masculinity, this means that for androphilia people, not only can they be attracted to masculinity within men, they can also be attracted to masculinity within women, okay? You guys may all know a few females who like to get the cooter ate, you know, every now and again by, oh, nasty coochie eating butch, okay? And that woman still may claim to be heterosexual, even though she's had her lesbianic experiences, okay? And if the type of woman that she has found herself being attracted to hasn't been just any old woman, it hasn't been a lipstick lesbian, it hasn't been a femme, but she's specifically attracted to masculine women, then she would be a androphilia, okay? Someone who is simply attracted to masculinity. Now, because masculinity, okay, is just a state of consciousness, it's just a universal principle, okay, to help us to conceptualize ideas or functions like feminine, like the feminine principle and the masculine principle. Left hemisphere of your brain is considered the masculine hemisphere, the right side of your brain being considered the feminine, okay, hemisphere within your brain. Now, geniophilia individuals describe the sexual attraction to women or femininity, okay? This is where men like Malik Yoba, men like Jimmy Smacks, okay, would fit within this category, okay? These are men or individuals who are attracted to not only the femininity within within women, but they also can be attracted to femininity within males. Cross-dressers, very effeminate men, trans women, anything that assimilates to femininity, okay, is what they are attracted to. So when we, as the public, right, when we as the public, let me remove this. When we as the public are asking these men, why don't you just come out of the closet? It's because for them, there is no closet to come out of. They are attracted to women. Now, once again, this is language, right? And this is new language to us. This is scientific language, behavioral language. So oftentimes, even the people themselves who are of these orientations don't have the young buck, don't have the language, okay, to help to articulate to us as an audience why it is they can still be straight. So for these men, they aren't gay, because these particular men like Young Buck, these particular men like Jimmy Smacks, Malik Yoba, you will never find them, okay, just with men exclusively, particularly masculine men, okay? But because they are genophilia, men can end up on the spectrum of partners they find themselves involved with, because they're not just attracted to gender/sex, they're attracted to the expression of femininity, which can leave them with a wide range of options, because a lot of people function and show up and express themselves within that feminine form, from trans women to biological women to effeminate males, okay? And nonetheless, these men still don't consider themselves bisexual, because they are attracted to the feminine principle in all things. Let me read Boy Blorter. See, real men who are masculine and same gender loving love only what is sex privately. I don't think they are really into men, like crushing on them, saying he's cute, pretty, or fine, or light skin. Same gender loving loves only what is sex privately. I'm not sure that I understand what you're saying, babe. So write that over. LeBron says Bobby V. Yeah, all these individuals. So can someone be straight? That probably is more of a philosophical question, depending on the way that you understand sexual orientation, the way that you understand gender identity, the way that you understand the way that people relate to their sexual orientation. Growing up, I used to probably be even more androgynous than what I am now. And I would notice not only were men attracted to me, but also a lot of studs, a lot of butch lesbian women would be attracted to me too, honey. They would want to bend the CT over, girl, and plunge me in my booty hole with one of those sterile ass strap-ons that they be walking around with. Oh yes. And so somebody can argue, or people used to argue, well, these women can't be straight up lesbian. Well, they can, because this understanding is a really sound explanation for how these people can exist. So are they attracted to, or just want a nut? Well, you got to be attracted to whatever's giving you a nut. So, both. I'm androgynous and didn't know till I was older. I just knew that I was a man and woman all in one. I've also felt very connected to both my feminine and masculine as well. People consider me to be androgynous. I consider myself to just be whole. Now, why people might be giving Jimmy Smacks a hard time is because he was also sucking the penis of this trans woman. This particular trans woman still had her piece. Okay. So people are saying, well, he's sucking dick, so that makes him gay. Well, I would encourage us to press the gas a little bit on that too. Because you know, sexuality is a complex thing. Jimmy Smacks obviously is very capable of sucking the dick of a cis man, someone who identifies as male and shows up as male. But instead, he's sucking the dick of a trans woman. There's a category within porn called pegging, where a lot of straight men like to be fisted, like their ass ate, like their prostate stimulated, which is where the male G-spot is located. A lot of men find this pleasurable. Now, I know within society, because we live in a binary, straight and gay, we also genderize sexual behavior too. Like if a man likes his booty hole played with, some would consider that to be a feminine act. If a woman likes to put a strap on and penetrate a man with, some would say that's a masculine act. But here's where you draw the fine line at. If you are a man and you only like your asshole played with, penetrated, experimented on, licked, sucked on, whatever the case it may be, by women, that man is not gay, despite him liking anal penetration. Because what feels good to your body is not determined by your sexual orientation per se. Your body determines what it is stimulated by. Like, I didn't decide consciously to like macaroni and cheese, but my taste buds tasted macaroni and cheese for the first time, and I found myself a fan of macaroni and cheese. I didn't choose to like the color green. Something chose that for me. I think when we talk about sexual orientation and sexual pleasure and orientation, that we have to pull back all the way back and first address the fact that we come into this world with, we are pre-programmed. There are things that we come into this world already desiring, already kind of susceptible to, that parts of our pleasure and the things that we like and don't like are already kind of built in and encrypted within our DNA. Okay? Some like mashed potatoes. Some like collards. Some like apples. Some like oranges. Women, okay, who like to do the strapping. They like to strap their men. If a woman who likes to strap a man, if her sexual orientation doesn't come into question, then why does a man's orientation come into question if he likes a woman to strap him? Why? Just why? I'm curious to know. Because as I've said before on this platform, everyone has a divine feminine and a divine masculine. All men have a femininity. All women have a masculinity. How much of that we align ourselves with, what the proportion of that is from person to person varies, but we all have a divine masculine and a divine feminine because we're all made in the image of, okay, in the image of a God who created both male and female, masculine and feminine in its own image. Okay, so all human beings, boys and girls, men and women, have masculinity and femininity. We all have that. But we've gone too far in a binary society by also making everything about sexuality and making sex itself about sexuality. There are straight men who like a lot of gay things sexually, but not with other men. They like those things done to them, and they like to do those things with women. So no matter how much we judge what a man may like sexually, if he only likes those things, whether that means a woman strapping him, whether that means a woman fisting him, fingering him, pegging him, if he likes those things from a woman, he's still a heterosexual man. Gentile killer? Are you confused, bitch? Are you confused? Do you understand? Are you here from Hotep Island? Did my stream penetrate and ass fuck your algorithm and suggest me? This is probably just the beginning of your anal probing. Welcome to the Netherlands, brother. Okay, so Maria Gami says, I think my message was too long. The bot deleted it. Yes, bots do delete a lot of shit. And this is a very sexually charged conversation, okay? But hey, you see the fucking title, right? You're so on point. Teach the kids. I'm trying to teach the kids because I be telling y'all when it comes to sexuality and when it comes to gender identity, I know you guys want these concepts to be simple because we're simple people. We like simple framework. We like very much so an elementary construct of reality, okay? That's why we are deeply invested in black and white concepts. But some things are just not that simple, and sexuality is one of those things. It never has been that simple, which is why most people have been doing the weird sexual shit that they've been doing in the dark rather than aloud, because there's no space, okay, in the binary that's presented as normal for any of these other variations of sexual pleasure and orientation to exist. But because we're living and coming into the age of Aquarius, this is also going to be an age where the divine feminine is going to be showing up. So of course you're going to be seeing women's movement, LGBT movement. They're going to be trans attracted men coming. All of these things are an extension and attribute of the divine feminine present within the earth. Okay. So someone said that a lot of the clapback, because this man, Jimmy Smacks, when this video hit, he also got death threats because homophobia is real. Somebody mentioned Dr. Cleo Monago, who speaks as if homosexuals are making up homophobia. Homophobia is real. Hate crimes exist. Trans women get murdered because of their identity. Okay? And the backlash from Jimmy Smack's circle, people he thought were friends, people he thought loved him, niggas he done rocked and roll with, sending him death threats, telling him that they're going to kill him. It's been off the chain because homophobia is real, and nobody is more impacted by homophobia than Black men, because Black men have been hyper-fetishized, hypersexualized, and objectified within a white, capitalistic, patriarchal system. Okay? Get notifications. So nobody is more impacted by these sexual biases and sexual limitations than Black men. So it is not surprising to me that a Black man is being taken to the cross. Because when Malik Yoba came forward and admitted he was trans attracted and tried to rally behind trans women and queer issues, they chewed his ass up too. Chewed him up bad. When Young Buck situation with the trans women in his life came up and out, they dragged him to the cross too. Which brings me to my next point. You know, at some point as a society, we're going to have to take responsibility for the fear that we participate in, the fear that we create. Because on one end, you can't be critical of down low men. You can't be critical of bisexual men. You can't be critical of trans attracted men and say that people should come out of the closet and people should stand in their truth. And it's 2012 and it's 2020 and it's 2021. But at the same time, there's a witch hunt against people with these truths. So because of homophobia, what we're actually doing by participating in homophobia and perpetuating homophobia and reinforcing homophobia is we are actually justifying the down low of the down low man. We're giving down low men an excuse to be on the down low because they get to use our behavior and our reaction to Black men who exist on a spectrum, on a sexual, on an orientation spectrum. They get to use our responses against us and say, you want me to come out, but you want to gun me down. You want me to come out of the closet, but you want to disown me. You want me to come out of the closet or me to admit to you that I'm bisexual just so that you can stigmatize me, generalize me, stereotype me as a bisexual man and break up with me. And then we're mad when people lie, as if they don't have a good goddamn reason to be lying. Now, does that make lying right? No. But what I'm saying is that I empathize. Because one of the central running themes universally active in most humans' lives is first and foremost self-preservation, my personal safety emotionally and physically. In a world where there's danger, in a world where people are murdered, in a world where people are hunted because of the truth they live in, it's not right that some people scoot around this world and lie to preserve themselves. But it's in human nature to preserve yourself. Now, I don't believe that men who have not reconciled their sexuality and the women who haven't should be in committed relationships and cheating on your partner with someone of the same sex or with any fucking body at that. T.S. Madison made a statement on her Instagram I'll read. Because I want to speak to this too. Oh, yes, God, I do. T.S. Madison posted, if you like to fuck trans women, that's your business. And the public don't need no explanation. Only persons that need to be notified is the person you dedicated to. I do feel like your spouse should know. Give them that right, but it's not our duty to tell them either. Now, that's coming from a trans woman. But I'm going to disagree. Unlike T.S. Madison, who feels like a spouse should know that they are trans attracted, I don't believe they should know. I believe that if a woman asks a man, is he bisexual or trans attracted, who she's intimately involved with, he should be honest with her. But I don't believe that, but I don't agree with the should on it, because at the root of you should know that a man is bisexual, and at the root of you should know if a man is trans attracted, is homophobia. Within this question doesn't exist the question about all the other female preferences he has, but yet you need to know if he's attracted to men or to trans women. But you don't need to know if he's attracted to fat bitches. You don't need to know if he's attracted to little women. You don't need to know if he's attracted to handicapped bitches. You don't need to know if he's attracted to all these other human beings. But you need to know if he's attracted to men and or trans women. Now for the people who pressed and feel that they need to know, I think you got to really sit in that and really ask yourself, what is the idea? What is the thought that's vibrating behind the need to know if the man that I'm involved with, the man that I'm seeing, the man that I'm in a romantic relationship with is attracted? D. Raw. Bro, I'm allowing your scallywag ass to exist within this chat. If you think the beard is weird, imagine my dick in your mouth and how weird that could be. If you think the beard is weird, imagine my asshole down your throat and how weird that could be. If you think the beard is weird, bitch, imagine my knuckles so far off in your gut. And the weirdest sensation that would come for that. Now, since you want my attention, bitch, I'm going to sit here and give it to you. Because we can get real weird and get real gooey if that's what you want. Oh, Nikki, you ain't have to block them. I was enjoying them, honey. You know, I fuck with the trolls, bitch. You come up in here, girl, I'ma gather that ass. Back to the conversation. So I would like people to, for those who feel that they should know, what's at the bottom of should? Really? Really? The should. Why should you know? Because you know what's interesting as a gay man? I've never asked any of my partners if they were bisexual or gay ever. It never even, because in my mind, I don't know why it would matter. It would only matter if if I was heterophobic, it would matter. Ooh, you touched a woman, bitch. Too much. Or if there was a prejudice that I had, or a stereotype that women carry some disease, that women carry more disease somehow. So I can only imagine that for women who feel that they should know that a man is trans attracted or bisexual, is either rooted in some level of homophobia, or there is some judgment and stereotype, some othering of queer people that's happening. Because I'm not so much concerned as to being with a bisexual man, more so than I am about being with a faithful man. Because for some reason, bisexual men have also gotten this reputation of being greedy and being unfaithful, when really what bisexual men draw out of women is deep-rooted insecurities, because women are also groomed to be competitive because of the standards on beauty and because of patriarchy. Women are groomed to be huntress of men. Okay? So for a woman, everything is about sizing the competition up, whether that's other women, and damn sure if it's trans women, if it's bitch you attracted to men too, because women are groomed to be insecure in this way. So I'm not even mad at women for any self-perceived homophobia that may exist, because I don't feel that you're homophobic by nature. You've just been conditioned that way because this patriarchal, male masculine society in which you've been groomed in, you've been molded in, has shaped you to be insecure. Insecure with your beauty, insecure with your autonomy, insecure with male prospects, and caused women to always search within themselves to appease a man. So of course women feel completely threatened by bisexuality. Of course women feel threatened by trans women. Of course. And I get it, because see, I study these things. I sit back and think about why we all act the way we act and respond to things the way that we're responding. And I sit within myself and I ask myself, what is the fucking psychology? Like, what is the psychology of homophobia? And why would women feel particularly frustrated or fearful or concerned in some way about trans attracted men or bisexual men? Yeah, you live in a male dominated society that has groomed you to do everything always to appease a man. So assimilate constantly to whatever the beauty standards are. Assimilate constantly to the perverse fantasies of men. Okay, participate in the threesomes. Be a motherfucking sister wife. And women find themselves pressured to give this up, because from the time they come into this world, they're groomed by society, who's grooming them with the bullets of religion as well. Okay, you even think about how women have to be covered. That's not for a woman's sake. You're being asked to cover your body for men's sake. You're being asked from the time you come into this world as a little girl to protect men from themselves by wearing a long dress, being modest in your appearance, so that you don't attract the lower nature within men, so that some man, okay, won't prey upon you. This is not for women's sake. This is for men's sake. And this is completely unfair and it's unjust. And so a part of destroying and dismantling homophobia and transphobia has to start at its root, healing women. because we won't be able to dismantle and do away with homophobia or transphobia without healing what has happened to women in this society. We won't be able to do it. The double standards are all up and through our sexist, male-dominated social system. So, how do we heal that? Matter of fact, I'm going to put the link in. I'm going to put the motherfucking link in. Where is the link? Where is the invite link? If any of you guys have some thoughts on the subject of trans attracted men, straight, gay, bisexual, should you know as a woman? Why you should know? What you believe? Is that the heart, the thought, the idea that's at the heart of why you should know? I gotta charge my phone because my shit about to die. Yeah, because these are necessary conversations. The way we've understood sexuality has been erroneous because we've simplified it all. Same thing with men. Black men have been emasculated within a white, patriarchal, racist system. So because black men have been emasculated emotionally, mentally, economically, spiritually, black men have a fragile sense of masculinity that always seems to be threatened, okay, by either women having power or by the visibility of LGBT people. Black men have not asked for this fragility. Just like women have been groomed to be insecure, black men have been groomed also to be insecure, which is why they struggle to hold on to their sense of manhood and masculinity, even if that means projecting that hurt, projecting that confusion, projecting onto queer people themselves. Now, I see AJMC, it says that your device it's not connected, so I can't add you in, AJ, until you connect it. But I do have 100%. Is this 100% Top Man?
Yes, sir. How are you?
I am wonderful. Before we get there, I would love to know what inspired your thumbnail.
It's just like that, you know. Just put it that way.
All right. So I'm all ears.
No, I like what you're talking about. The issue that you have with the whole alphabet community, and I don't consider myself as a gay man. You know, I'm down with Cleo Monago.
Okay.
But the thing is, the issue that you have is that a lot of these guys, the whole community is against each other. It doesn't matter what you are. You have the light skin against dark skin. You have the feminine against masculine. You have the straight up, I don't like to use the gay lingo. DL is just, you know, it's either you're a man or you're not. Just be who you are, you know. But you have the DL men who are just as superficial, you know, against just regular men, you know. You know how the dating app shit work, you know. So it's always some of that going on. So the alphabet community in itself need to get it together first before, you know, trying to explain to people in the audience what the pronouns are. You get what I'm saying?
Okay. So when you say get it together, help me to understand that, because I don't think there's going to be a general consensus of when the community has gotten it together collectively.
Well, particularly you will find men who don't want to be exposed, but they put themselves in positions to be exposed, meaning they would be more like they don't want to be around a super feminine boy, but they would go date the trans woman or the one that don't look all the way trans, and just fall apart for them, all the way down to jeopardizing their home if they got a wife or kids, or and they live that lifestyle. And in my mind, I think that most of the people who live like that, they need to just really figure out where they want to be, because I do believe that the wife do need to she deserves to know that if you are married, if you do have a long-term girlfriend, see if she all right with that.
Okay, so let me ask you that question. So why should she know? Like, if you have a partner and you guys are married and you guys are in a faithful relationship, why would any of their preferences even matter? Even their preferences within their heterosexuality.
In the present, she should know, but whatever your past is, let that be. That's the way I feel about it. I'm quite sure that people may have done some shit in high school, done some shit in college, and it was never meant to be. People try things out, shit growing up, my father caught me wrestling with a young boy, and he kept pulling at my thing, he was like, no, don't do that, and he was like, that's not for man. That's for woman, and it was just, when you're a young boy, you don't know that kind of shit, and the same thing with very, very, very younger boys, who may be feminine, may not even know anything about sex. And the more you put it in his head that he's gay, he may turn out like that, because I know a guy that grew up with me. He was feminine as hell, but now he got a wife and 8 kids, and he don't even fuck with dudes at all. He didn't know anything about that. So this is this thing that people put labels, on, to the point where it puts you in that situation.
Yes. Look, I fucking love that you're here. I actually, like, do you mind me asking you some questions, because you do identify as heterosexual, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I want to explore your mind, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Okay, let me plug this motherfucking phone up real quick. Let's get on my list. Okay, so you just touched on something that I find interesting. So, what? Because I've said on this platform a lot of times that homophobia just doesn't actually impact homosexuals. It actually impacts heterosexual men who are more effeminate, who are softer in tone, who are more passive and emotional than maybe what's generally the case for men. And so these men also are impacted by homophobia. They also are rejected by women, because women may assume that they are gay when they're not, or they may also be assumed by their heterosexual male peers that they are gay when they're not. When you see a effeminate male, do you automatically just assume that they're queer or they're gay? Or, and if a really effeminate male was around you and identified as straight, do you believe them?
I'll put it this way. Out where I'm at,
do you believe them?
There's an echo.
We got an echo from my blue hair Zelly. You might have to turn out.
You got to mute her mic.
From my blue hair Zelly. You might have to
You got to mute
Mute it.
okay.
Yeah, but to answer your question, shit, I forgot what it was now.
Okay, the question is like, do you assume? So like,
okay, I get it. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
no, I don't assume, because being out here where I am in the Bay Area, and San Francisco, Oakland, and all that, people don't look at people like that, because people are weird. People may, and to me, like you're not weird. You got style. That's fashion out here. However, you do have men who don't have titles on what they are. Nobody care about what you are or what you do. I've met men that look just like you that got a full-fledged wife, got black fingernails and green hair. Real talk, and you see that. So it's every type man out here. White boys do that all day, what you doing, and they're not considered as gay.
But can we just talk about that? Because my heart breaks for black men, because you don't have to be gay to be this creative. You don't have to be gay.
You have fashion designers that look like you all day out here.
Absolutely. And so, like, there's a real issue with our society seriously boxing black men in so tight, and then wondering why black men are perceived as so angry and so aggressive. There's even kind of a train of thought about why domestic violence is heightened within black straight households. And the idea is that because black men internalize white racism and internalize this anti-black male society, that pain oftentimes get projected onto their black female partners, because black men are suppressing themselves in so many ways, whether that be sexually, whether that be mentally, whether that be emotionally, because there's not a lot of room for black men to just be, and to just be creative, and to just show up authentically. And when you box something like that in and you keep people from their authentic selves, I do believe that there's a mutation that grows slowly within any person who's being oppressed in any way. And so when you get motherfuckers wanting to turn into Columbine, or motherfuckers wanting to go postal, are people who have internalized this in such a way that it's made them angry. And that anger just represents, I can't exist in this fucking box anymore.
Well, I think that is a Southern thing. Like if you live on the East Coast or like in the South, you always have issues with people looking at you a certain kind of way. Now, if you moved out here, you came out here, you wouldn't have that, Like I knew in Atlanta, they had a thing where this feminine guy was walking in the store on the west side of Atlanta, which is a very, very bad place to be if you are gay, in the hood, and he walked into the store and all these guys just start beating him up because he was twisting.
Wow.
You probably have seen it, but that's their own insecurities, and come to find out, somebody had said that the guy had just sucked the man's dick the day before. And I guess he had told somebody about it, but my thing is, if you put yourself out there to be noticed, man, it's just so many different categories in the alphabet community, and especially men. Women, it's totally different, because a woman could walk out and look like a dude and a man would still want her. You get what I'm saying? Regardless, all day long. I'll let the next person speak if you want me to.
Okay, yes, we want to welcome Hair. What's going on, boo? How are thou?
Hey, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I made a live and I'm here. Oh my goodness.
Long time no see. And
I know. All right, so hi y'all. How y'all doing today? To be honest, I don't think it's anyone's business. And the reason why I say that is because
okay, are you talking about should know? if a man is trans.
No, if a man is right.
Mhm.
I don't think it should matter. And the reason why I say that is because you wouldn't want a man to ask you how many men you've been with. That's insulting, right? So I don't think it's of anyone's business. I feel like not what I feel like. The reason why all of this exists because it falls under patriarchy.
Yeah.
You know, that's the only reason, and they capitalize from it. So it doesn't even have anything to do with anything, because in the ancient times, it didn't matter. It didn't matter at all. White people have only been around for about 7,000 to 9,000 years. We've been here since the beginning of time. So, you know, I don't think that it should be of anyone's business. I just don't. I feel like if you're clean, you're honest if you want to be, but I just don't think it's of anyone's business, because if a man will ask you how many men that you've been with, but he won't tell you if he's been with any men.
And I feel her on that. I don't mean to cut you off. Now, I love what you said. As long as you clean. Now, like, say for instance, is your name CONSCIOUZTV?
Yes.
Okay. Say for instance, if Conscious got a boyfriend, you know, and his friends be like, "Hey, girl, you don't probably need to fool with him because he been down the line with blah blah blah." Now, then that's an issue. But then again, you know, if you're in a relationship, you got to keep them friends out because it's none of their business who you date. But if it's a casting stone that's coming at you and they really care about you, kind of listen to them, because some people figure that just because they are the way they are, that they mean it means to just be fucking wild and do whatever it is that you want to do, because a lot of shit out here is real. They got rashes that are worse than AIDS that you can't not get washed off of you.
But
you get what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off. Go ahead.
Yeah, so that was it. You know, I just want to say that when you said clean, long as you clean, clean is number one.
So,
you know,
but I still, I agree with you, but I still say, like, they don't. Yes, as long as they're clean. Oh my goodness, it just lost my brain.
Come on, it's the Holy Ghost help. Okay, so I'm gonna let you find that, but I can't help but believe that a lot of people want to know because of I think a lot of people just don't want to admit that they're ignorant about LGBT people, and because that ignorance, when you have ignorance, that will equal fear. And so whether that's concerns for disease or thinking that LGBT people are carrying more diseases than anybody else, like, all these things play into the weird imagination of those who have never chose to be educated on LGBT people, or to just simply humanize LGBT people like they've done any other damn person. But I see that you got your hand raised, so go ahead.
So you said that, oh my goodness, did I just lose it again? Wait, hold on. Don't go.
I'll go ahead while you think.
Go ahead.
Well, my thing is, what people fail to realize too, even in the alphabet community, it's not your job to teach people who you are, because deep down inside, they know who you are. They know who they are. You know what I'm saying? It's just called a totally different thing. You know, what is weird to them, you know, you have to make the strange familiar. What is weird to what is weird to them, it's the same thing to, you know, gay people. You know, they don't understand why you would find, you know, dudes that say they not gay, but they messing around with their homeboys. And okay, go ahead.
The only reason it exists is because of patriarchy, and patriarchy falls right under racism. So those are the only reasons why it exists, and because they want to keep a divide, so they can, you know, divide and conquer. So, you know, I just don't think it means anything, because even in biblical times, they was doing anything they wanted to do, and nobody was batting an eye about it. That's why the city was burned down.
You stated divide and conquer. That's a
Yeah.
good one too.
Right.
And even in this community, and I don't think Black people as a collective is too divided in the alphabet community. But when you try,
Oh, really?
Oh
try,
no, that's ooh.
yeah,
Yeah.
but let me tell you, but when you try to dwell deeper into other community, other races, you know, that's in the gay community, I just call it alphabet community. You're
Mhm.
still the lowest at the totem pole because you got
Mhm.
Asian men who think that, you know, all gay Black men are disease, you know, but they will go get the palest white man who's doing any and everything under the sun with no condom
That's that divide and conquer.
all day long. But they'll look at a Black man and don't be dark.
Mhm.
That's going to be an issue because they're going to look at you like, oh, did you wash your dick? You know, when last time you had a HIV test? Are you COVID free? You know, shit like that because of the stereotypes.
Let's see. You know, I was watching another video earlier today,
Mhm.
and something like this kind of came up about how straight men who think they're super hyper masculine,
Mhm.
super masculine, they don't clean in between their cheeks because they say touching down there would be gay,
Gay.
but you beat your meat. That's not gay.
You also think that you are attractive when you look
And
in
you
the mirror.
also,
Oh man, that's deep.
so,
And some guys figure that you're right about that, sis.
so again,
You got some
and
men
all of this, and all of this was beaten to us from our ancestors being beat as slaves. These things come from that. We didn't have any of this going on in the early centuries. We were not divided. Black, white, brown, orange, yellow, green, purple were all together. It was when the
What
white
about this idea that homosexuality is a perversion of European?
right, and it's not
Oh,
any of that. It's not any of that. Nobody could tell me I knew I was gay when I was a kid. Nobody had to tell me that. Nobody had to show me that. And the thing is, people say, well, now they're trying to force gay stuff down your throat. Well, what about all the straight stuff you're trying to shove down my throat? And I'm not straight.
but what if you're a man that is not really attracted to men, but sexually you like them? See, there are different categories, you know, like
Right, exactly. And that's why you can go from A to Z.
you know.
It's
But the
just,
thing is, let me
and
say this.
people can't be who they are because in our society, we're basically told to judge everything and everybody on everything that everybody do.
And that's why you got to take your shit and do it the way you want
And
it.
do it right.
Don't worry about people.
And don't worry about it. But
Because trust me, the people behind the scenes ain't worried about it.
well,
But
because it's not profitable. It's not profitable. That's why.
let me speak to that though. Like, so, you know, I mean, of course, I agree that people should just like, you're grown, you have full autonomy and agency over your life, you have full creative right over your life, live how you're gonna live. But I think for me, I may also even speak from a privileged place when I used to expect that to be easier said than done, because for me, I haven't had to lose a lot of things that I cared about as a result of showing up in my truth. But there are a lot of these men on the down low, or who's trans attracted, or these women too, who know that standing in my truth comes at the expense of me losing the relationship to my parents, who may be very religious, or me being ostracized from my community, just as Jimmy Smacks is being ostracized right now. This man is getting death threats on his life. People who know him, not even just random social media trolls, but niggas who know him, who, like I said earlier, who's rocked and roll with him. And so when we are asking people to live in a truth, yes.
And them dudes may just be jealous because they didn't get first dibs. You got to look at it that way, because you look at that's a special person that he's around. Whether the person's a man or a woman, that person is small. You get what I'm saying? Maybe that was their fantasy as well, but people will always jab at what they would either jab at you for letting it out in the community, letting it out in the straight community that you do XYZ. And they also will hate even behind the scenes because it ain't them. You know what I'm saying? When people scream so loud about something they claim not to know about, they tell on themselves.
It's because, yeah, it is a part of them themselves.
That's a whole nother conversation right there, because that's a loaded conversation. That's a loaded conversation. That's a whole nother kind of, we will be here all night.
Sometimes we have been here all night.
Sometimes.
We've been here all night. So do we also put some type of accountability on those who are so deeply homophobic because of what is costing other people who identify as queer, who love them? Like, nobody wants to lose their parent. Nobody wants to lose the love of their brother. Nobody wants to lose the love of their church members. And, you know, people's whole life collapse as a result. You guys probably remember the story that came out like, what, 2 years ago, where the young woman was inside of this guy's house. She had left her phone. She came back to get her phone, and she found that he was being intimate with another man. Then she went to Facebook Live and was pretty much exploiting the men, asking them, you know, being like, if you pay me $5 grand, 5 stacks, I will keep this thing quiet. And one of those men killed this woman.
Killed her. Mm-hmm.
Now, my issue is, when we've created such a fucking society that people would rather kill you and throw away their whole life than to have their truth be brought to the light, I believe that is also not only a reflection of them, it's probably more so of a reflection of us. And what type of culture have we created? What type of culture are we participating in? What type of ideas are we reinforcing that will lead people to rather murder than to show up?
Did you see this series called LA Complex?
I heard about it, but I've never seen it personally.
Okay, please look at that. There was a guy that was messing around with the little young guy that was his music engineer, and he was a rapper like 50 Cent, DMX, like super hardcore, you know. And when everybody left for the end of the day, he would be having sex with them and kissing on them. So one night he thought that everybody was gone, and they started to, you know, kiss or whatever. And then come to find out, one of the producers weren't going. And when he looked in there, he started beating the guy up and punching him. Faggot, get off me. You tried to kiss me. You know, you find that all the time. It's the fact that once it's out, it's the being ashamed. But why would you beat somebody up that you've been wrapping your soul around late at night, kissing, hugging in the dark, having sex as if they're your woman? You know what I'm saying? And you know, some guys figure, like even openly gay guys, they feel that it's a plus for a man to be super masculine and still date women. Oh, I'm bisexual, you know, blah, blah, blah. But you're still going to be second. You know, no, you can't accept that. You know, if you accept it, don't complain about it afterwards.
That speaks to insecurity. Yeah. Because when you're secure with yourself, it doesn't matter what they say, what they do, how they go. It don't sway you. So all of that falls under patriarchy, which is capitalism. If they can't if they can't profit off of it, it's not here. They're profiting off of all of that. Yeah. All of that. Even us sitting here tonight talking about this. Yeah. People are profiting of this. You understand? So, and we're talking about this issue.
Yeah.
And at least they're taking something with them to understand a little bit better, because you have some people that just rant and rave. And I love the way CONSCIOUZTV went on the screen and started to break down, because I hadn't even heard of 2 of those that were on the list. You know, and I'm like, damn, you know. And then you had a few guys down in the chat that was like, oh man, that's me, you know. And I admit I'm a straight dude, but I like XYZ.
I didn't even see those. Wow. That's
yeah, incredible. I was watching them. Yeah, I was watching them.
Wow. So this is my plea to, first of all, I want to tell Black men, the LGBT community is not your enemy. The silent enemy here is white patriarchy. It is not the queer community. The queer people are not suppressing or oppressing or a threat, but white patriarchy that created the stigmas, that created the disconnect and the disorienting posture you have with your sexual orientation is what is. See, I in a way I empathize with the Black community's homophobia because I know where it started, but it lasted too long. See, Black homophobia started when white slave masters would buck and rape Black men on the plantation in front of their women, in front of their children, and in front of their peers. And then when the white man gave the Black community the Christian religion, Black people used religion to stand in the gap for the abuse and the sexual assault that Black men were experiencing. So homosexuality got equated to rape and something inhumane because that is what the slaves were experiencing same-sex activity as. They were every time they were watching a man with a man, it was in the context of being raped. So now the Black community has lived with this wound and this pain body. And even though now we exist within contemporary times where we see that we are now living in a society where same gender loving people get to be consensual, we still have an issue with adapting and receiving that because of the historical context that Black people brought over here, imported over here, enslaved over here, and what their experience has been of same-sex orientation and sexuality. So that pain is deep within us on a cellular level.
You know, I love the history that you guys are putting behind it. I love it, you know. But I guess for a man who still lives, you know, I don't want to say closeted, but just private, you know. I don't really have a label, you know. I'm not into how can I'm not into, if I want a woman, I'll have a woman.
Yeah.
But if I'm gonna be with a guy, you know, it's gonna be more on the level of him being a dude, you know, still have your mustache, have your beard, you know, and I ain't gonna lie, you know, I like bottom end, but bottom end more on the thick side, 36, 38 waist, 40, 50 ass, thick legs, thick thighs, a bottom man. I'm not into a homie type dude, you know, where we play basketball together. I want you to be a dude, but still be feminine in the bed, if that makes sense, you know.
Yeah. You are.
That may be what you want, but what do they want?
I can't control what they want.
They want to be in the closet forever with you?
No. Oh no, you're talking about the my preference, the people that I chose.
Well, if you were gonna be with a,
trust me,
you know.
if I love you and we really get so deep into this thing, am I gonna be ashamed of you? No, I'm gonna walk with you. But you know what? You notice that if you got one guy that's a little bit feminine and the other one is just straight up hardcore dude, masculine, they ain't gonna say shit to him. So they ain't gonna say shit to you in the streets because they know you're gonna kick their ass. You see what I'm saying? But I know what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I my thing is, it's just like you said before, it's nobody's business, you know.
Right.
But if it hurts him that bad and he want to be able to introduce me to his family, you know, that'll come, but you do that with somebody special. You get what I'm saying?
Right. But how you gonna get there? You got to get there. You're not gonna get there if you stay in the closet.
But you got to work on it. You get what I'm saying? I'm not opposed to it. You get what I'm saying? But it's just that everybody is not ready for that.
Well, if you're not opposed to it, then don't say in one breath, I can't walk down, I can't be in the open. They're gonna have to be kind of in the closet. And then they'll say, I'm not opposed to it. Which one is it?
No, I didn't say that, sis. You didn't listen.
Oh.
I said that I'm not opposed to it. However, I deal with people who are just like me. See, for me, It has never been a thing to where I'm attracted to guys. You get what I'm saying? I'm attracted to a certain type of a guy. I'm not just out scoping guys out. I do love women. Don't get me wrong. First, I love
So
women.
you kind of sound like you kind of fit. I know you don't like you don't like labels, but it kind of sounds like you fit the genophilia. Even though you are attracted to men, but you're attracted to them on a more feminine spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in the bedroom.
In the bedroom, sexual. Okay,
yeah.
so and only sexually, but not emotionally. Like you don't want a mate. You don't want a spouse.
Of course, it's going to be emotionally. You can't lay down with somebody and don't get up with no kind of feelings, especially if y'all
about men here 1000%.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, of course.
Men fuck bitches behind dumpsters and don't even remember the next day that it even like men can
That's
be
true. Same thing with women. But for some reason, I don't know. I found guys that have gotten in their feelings about other guys before they would with a woman. I don't understand, and they be bisexual. You know, I've been around friends who are other top friends, and they dare you to look at the pretty light skinned boy like you. You know, be like, hey man, that's my dude. Don't look at him. You know.
I get it. Somebody here had wanted to know your age, if you felt comfortable.
I am 37.
37. Wow. Okay. Somebody else said that it should be his right if he don't want folk to know what he does in the bedroom. I agree with that. Somebody said attraction to energy. I know hair. Can we? What is your sexual orientation? Because you get pansexual vibes. Like I get pansexual vibes from you.
Oh nope.
No,
Okay, not that one. Not that one. Can't do that one.
Okay.
I'm bi, but I love women more than men.
I like her.
Right, y'all both have that in common. But so wait a minute.
Yeah, so I'm not in the closet, and my family has always supported me. And I came out when I was 13. My mom, I'll never forget it, rest her soul. She said to me, I came up the stairs and I said, "Mommy," and I was crying. I said, "Mommy, Mommy, I think I'm bi, or I think I'm gay." And my mom started crying, and she said, "I'm not crying because you're gay. I just want you to be a girl. I don't want you to be the boy." Because I've always been a boy most of my life. Yeah. So yeah.
You're beautiful, though. You're still a beautiful girl. But I wouldn't label you as anything, see, because in San Francisco, when you see people like you, beautiful and being in your skin, you don't offend them by saying, "Hey, woman or man." Right. You get what I'm saying? "Hey, I like your shirt. I like your hair." That's it.
Right. That's all it takes.
So what are your pronouns then, since you do identify as androgynous?
Say again?
Pronouns? Or what are your pronouns, like, since you identify as androgynous, or do you?
I'm more of a dom, though. I'm more of a dom.
A dom, okay. So, hold on. So, explain dom. Like, what you mean dom?
What do y'all call it down there? What do y'all call it down south, or wherever y'all at? Because we call it dom and femme.
Okay, so do you like the word stud?
Oh yeah, that's stud. Yeah, not really. Not really. I don't really like that word.
Okay, so you don't like butch, but you.
No, I'm
fine. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm fine. No, I'm not a don't touch me. I'm not that.
You know what? You can look at her. She look pretty either as a boy or girl. Doesn't matter.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You can turn it on and off, and a dude would still open up the door for her. You know.
Yeah.
With that, you know. And but the thing is, some guys, when they see girls like you, they want to say, "Hey, baby, can me, you, and my girl get together?" And
yep. And as soon as a man says that to me, I look at them and I say, "So go get your bitch, and let's see."
Oh.
And let's see if she'll go back to you. Don't ever ask me that another day in your life.
Father God.
Because
So
I'm
we
not
got-
with you, him, her in this one. If I'm saying I'm going to be with you, my sexual preference has nothing to do with this relationship.
Nothing to do with it. Like,
It
where
has
is the
nothing,
bullshit?
absolutely nothing to do with it.
Where is the bullshit idea that bisexual people just can't keep their shit isolated to one person?
Right. Like it means nothing. And as soon as a man says that, I just say that or something worse. I
But
mean,
you know what though? I applaud you for being the way you are. However, you got some guys that have been bisexual all their life. They've been
all their
married to a
lives.
woman for 40 fucking years, and 20 of those they've been laying on their back with their best friend that's married to the to his wife. You get what I'm saying? So it you know, these dudes been doing this shit like forever, and they haven't just come out, you know. It's a different, like I said, everything come in categories. You know, I know a guy, my homie right now, you know, he don't like men, but he will settle for sex with a feminine man, but he want nothing but transgender women. That's it. Yeah,
Okay.
or they have to just, what is it, CDs and full trans women. That's what he want. You know, he don't look at other dudes like, oh no, man. You know, if a real feminine dude try to holler at him, try to give him, nah, man, you know, I'm looking for this XYZ. And they would get mad at him for that, you know.
Yeah. I have an ex who is only attracted, well, I mean, I'm calling him an ex, right? But I have an ex who is only he's attracted to men, but only sexually. He does not want a same-sex partner. He doesn't want a man as a life partner, but sexually he's willing to have sex, and he has his sexual attraction. So this compartmentalized preference is very interesting, because this is how complex.
So is it safe to say that he was just a sex partner to you? You said an ex.
Well, we got into a relationship, but he's an ex because he makes for a better sexual partner than for a lover, obviously, because you're
special to him. I get it. Okay.
Yeah, because we go way back in the day. But I think for him,
Somebody wanted to ask me a question here. I guess because you're the host, you can read it.
Yeah. But before I state that, I think it's interesting to mention about my ex that I've questioned my ex orientation, because I think that some of that, because he also happens to be a minister now. And so I think a lot of his social conditioning has a lot to do with why he's compartmentalized his attraction to men to just being sexual. But that's probably more mental than anything else. But the question to you was, first of all, let me just say, for Morigami, I think Morigami is feeling the fuck out of you, because Morigami asking what your astrological signs are, honey, birth charts, what's your age, what's your date of birth, do you like long walks on the beach? Like, they want to know what the tea is. But they said, can you ask him, has he always had this view, or did he just get more comfortable as he got older?
Let me explain that. I've been with women all my life. I got married at 19 and I divorced at 30. So 7 years of just living my life, you know. Never thought that I could find the same thing in a man that I found in a woman. You know, and like I said, it's certain types that make me go that route. You get what I'm saying? And it has to be more than just the fact that, oh, you're a pretty boy, you light skin, you dark skin. I'm not gonna lie. What have attracted me to men is the fact that they have the bottom part of their body look like a woman. I like that. You know, that's just it. I'm not into the workout type dude. You know, I'm a thin to medium built dude already. But
okay, so wait, hold on, wait. So are you saying that you've never actually been with a man?
Oh yes, I have.
Oh, you have been.
Only a certain type.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not interested. I put it this way: I'm not attracted to men, but I'm attracted to that type of man. However, it has to take it takes more to get me fully there with you. You know, I can care less about how good you look or how much how many times people told you look good. I don't care about that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm an
Okay,
attractive
so
man myself, but you know, I don't get all up into that. You know, I just don't.
so with the statement that you just made that you never felt like you could get what you get from women out of a man, if you were able to be with a man who was your type, like what's missing from the exchange that you feel like only shows up like with women? Like what are you not getting from
For
even your
one, for one, a lot of arguments, a lot of getting a baby and all that, and it's not working out. You
type?
get what I'm saying? I tell any man, if you can live your life and be at ease without, you know, I like a submissive person. Even if you do, I want you submissive. I don't want no woman with masculine energy. You get what I'm saying? It's just not my thing. You know, a lot of men are going to the other side at times because of all the shit that they have to go through with women. You know, not saying that's an excuse, because you can't find good women out there. Don't get me wrong, because I don't want nobody to be like, oh, but shit, you still can find a woman, man. You don't even look like you would do that.
Okay, so let's say that you find your type, don't argue, but obviously can't reproduce. Would that be a deal breaker for you? Though if everything else was amazing, everything else was compatible, everything else was there, would you still rock with the relationship?
Let me tell you something. Without man on earth, women can't do shit. We make the world go round. I have to say it that way because we make things work. We build things. We build highways. You know what I'm saying? And it's even to the point now to where two men could get a baby. Well, women could do the same thing, but you know what I'm saying? Some men, they cut corners as much as they can when they have a lot of problems. And I'm not trying to sound like a woman basher, because I love women, period. But it's just that most women think the same. You ain't gonna find a woman that thinks like the female right here on the panel. They're not gonna think like her. But you got a lot of women out there who are just ungrateful, you know.
Okay, and you're only speaking from your personal, your
Yes,
personal
sir. Yes, sir.
experience. This
Yeah.
is anecdotal, you know. So,
Two men cannot make a baby, and two women cannot make a baby. You still have to have sperm, and someone still has to have an egg, and it still has to be fertilized in a woman's body. It still has to come from a man, unless they
Oh
clone
no,
him,
no,
and
I
that's a
wasn't
whole
saying
nother
that.
story.
No. I'm saying
So,
with the technology today, meaning,
yeah.
you know, having a surrogate. That's what I'm talking about. Come on now,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know I know that.
but you still need a woman. You still need a
Yes.
man and a woman to make it.
Yeah, but still, like, say for instance, if you worked on a police force and you are a lady police officer, there are certain things that they're gonna let you do, regardless to how much you can do. Like us, you cannot. We always gonna work extra hard.
Oh,
Point blank.
I have a great story for you. If you'll allow me, it'll take
sure.
only about 2 minutes.
Okay.
So, I was in the Army for 13 years.
Mhm.
Everything the man had to do, guess what? I had to do. You want to know how much I weighed when I joined the Army? 108 pounds. You know how much my rucksack weighed? 60. You know how many miles we had to walk? 12.5 in under 4 hours.
You're a rarity, man.
So don't say that women can't do what a man can do when a woman can, because I've done it. I walked through the mountains of Afghanistan, and I was the only woman in the platoon. There was 4 women on this mission. I can't talk about the mission, but there were 4 women. I was one of those women. At the weight that I weighed, I had to walk through the mountains of Afghanistan for 28 days. So don't
And
say that a woman cannot build and make the world go round, because we have to make you. You can't make us without us, and vice versa.
because without having us,
Because that's how it's supposed to be. But don't say
biologically,
that.
biologically we need each other. Sis.
Exactly.
I get what you saw. I get where you're coming from, but forever, you got to put it this way: way before you're talking what you're doing, men has been doing it. Trust me.
And so have women. So you can't speak from that, because so have women. You can't speak from that. That's a biased point of view. You can't speak from that, because the Amazonian women are huge.
And I get what you're coming from, but that's that gynocracy.
Yeah, that's that patriarchy.
We got it. I know, but that's
you got to stop that, because it's not real. You got to stop that.
I would love to have you in another situation, another panel, but that's something totally different. But this is about Conscious TV talking about the you get what I'm saying? But hey, I get what you come. I get where you come from.
I would say that women might. I mean, they might all together be the baddest motherfuckers on the planet, because they don't even need us to conceive. If you let the history bear it out, we got immaculate conception going on. We got but I get what you're saying too. There are people who are crushing out on the. Y'all done turned my motherfucking stream into eHarmony, fucking Jack Grinder, Scruff. The both of y'all got my chat going ballistic. Hair. Where the hell can people find you? Because there are people who want to make contact.
I am so glad that you asked me that. I just took some notes for a video that I'm going to record tomorrow. I swear to goodness. And I'm gonna show you that I'm for real.
Come on, notes. Come on, notes.
These are my notes.
Because I be having my shit back, page to page to page, back and front.
You took those since you've been here on the panel?
Come on, college. So
you took those since you've been on the panel?
No, I took these notes before I got on the panel. I'm gonna do the video, but just know that it's gonna be a very interesting video when I tell you this story, and it's a true story. I mean, you can't make this up. What I'm gonna tell y'all,
deep.
You just can't. And I told I'm putting it on YouTube tomorrow. On YouTube tomorrow.
So where can people find you on
and also on Instagram at Hamazelle, my name. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. So yeah, I'm here. I said I put a goal in mind. Oh, also Conscious, I'm so glad I'm speaking to you. I had to do a survey the other day, and I put you as one of the content creators that I admired.
Oh my goodness! Thank you so much.
I really, really, really did. I named Lily T, you. Who else did I put? I like my Tasha K.
Okay, on the low.
We need some hot.
Yes.
Steaming.
Yes.
Water.
Oh my God.
And also subscribe to your channel too, Conscious. Maybe a few weeks. I didn't even know who you was until I saw Monago on here, Dr. Monago.
Oh God. Okay.
Conscious, I've been watching you since you did the story about the pastor, the preacher.
Which one?
What's her name? What is his name? McCrae.
Oh God, have mercy, Father. You go back that far to my mess.
I go back that far.
That far to my mess.
I have been there since McCrae. I have been here since McCrae.
How things have changed.
They have.
What made me subscribe and what made me continue watching was when your cousin was on, because I see that you have different type men on your panel. Not everybody that's just feminine or whatever. Yeah, and that's what it is.
Everybody, I try to give everybody representation on the platform. So
yeah, so I will be definitely having you on my channel when it's up. We're working on some stuff right now.
So you also have a channel and are a content creator as well?
Yeah, but I'm gonna give it to you back, chat, because it's
cool.
Yeah, and what I'm in this thing called the Manosphere. You probably heard of it.
I'm going to be being nosy as hell tonight
because the thing is, they don't allow this kind of stuff over there at all.
Okay,
but I'm one of the guys that be on the panel that tell them, hey man, if you got a woman, she doing you the way you need to do. Stop dick policing. Stop worried about what another man is doing. Now they do man bash all day, but they do have what the woman is. They woman bash all day, you know, but they do have some valid points about women. Really do. You know, they do teach you how to be a man, point blank, regardless to your they don't want to know what your sexual orientation is. And that's what I like about myself.
It's a don't ask, don't tell type policy.
Yeah, we don't care about it. But you know, by you being
in the army during that policy, and everybody still knew. I mean, it wasn't.
Isn't that? But isn't that alone just like another product of homophobia? Because
of course,
what should change? Because you now know.
My thing is, it's about me respecting what they want, but they're not. Long as they're not disrespecting me, they don't know my life. They don't know my steez. I was reluctant to get up here to talk to you because I'm like, damn, these motherfuckers may recognize my voice. You get what I'm saying? You know, but you
can't worry about what people do. This is your truth.
Hey, I feel you, but I'm comfortable with where I am right now. I'm gonna get there. You know, I can't
because once you get there, you're gonna be able to live fully.
Yeah, but you ain't gonna find people that's gonna, you know. I put it this way: live and let live. You know, I'm okay with who I am. Trust me. And I can still walk next to CONSCIOUZTV and still be the man that I am, you know, even on the streets.
You better.
You know, but it's just nobody fucking business. If you're not witnessing my bed, you don't need to know anything about me.
I want you to use those big old muscles on them streets when we walking together and protect my little dainty pretty self.
Hello.
Now this other person asked me my sign. I don't get off into signs, but yes, I'm a Pisces.
Pisces, okay.
I don't believe
you're gonna have a stalker, a Maggie. If you start getting any strange messages, it's from Maggie.
Whoever he is, he probably
that you can't hear outside your house. So weird light shining through the windows. That's Maggie ass.
But you know what? Whoever he is, he's African, and the thing is, African men, they love masculine men. They don't want anyone to, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing funny in Africa to hold hands. However, they don't, they not with it out in the open as much. It's like a don't ask, don't tell. And that's okay too. And they still got women, girlfriends, or whatever.
Miss Melody, I thank you for giving me that compliment about Alicia Keys. I used to get that all through high school because my hair was down my back.
Yes, God. Honey.
So that's what I used to get that
just like her.
I got that too. I said, damn, she pretty like Alicia, and she talked like Alicia.
Oh wow.
Okay. So bringing this all back to the so do you guys agree that or don't agree that a man can be trans attracted and still be straight?
I think so.
You think?
I think so. Because they're looking at the exterior, not the interior.
And that's even without having sex with them.
Right, without having sex with them. You're just looking at the exterior.
Yeah, so, and you just never know what you like.
Right.
So that's what I was going to speak on. Tawana, thank you so much for saying that. I was going to say, you know, coming out definitely, for some, it's going to be a journey. It's going to be one step, one inspiration, one motivation at a time. Probably for me in hair, we probably had more of a predisposition of I don't give a fuck embedded in us. So when it just hit us, it was what it was. We ran with it. But I think that we probably represent the extreme spectrum of people. I do understand because, like I said, I do understand how, especially for men coming out of the closet, I know what the pressure is. I know what type of psychological warfare has been done to you. I know what the consequences, because the world is punishing people for standing in their truth. Families are punishing queer people, bisexual people for standing in their truth. So, you know, that can take a moment to really be ready for it, because you don't know what this is going to look like if you do it. And doing it when you're ready is really important so that you don't walk into a goddamn mental breakdown because you jumped out there and now you are reaping the consequences, unfortunately, and you're not emotionally prepared to even withstand all that comes with standing in your truth. Because, you know, I'm not one of those out people who's going to act like it's all glamorous. it's a lot of shit that comes with standing in your truth, but that probably comes with anybody standing in whatever the fuck their truth actually is. It can be hard, so you need to be ready for this, but it's worth it to live authentically, and you go to bed and wake up fully happy as a result of being able to wake up as your authentic self. And whatever crosses you have to bear are worth it in exchange for your freedom and your liberation. So that's why when people come out, despite how hard it gets, you never see them go back, because what you gain, what you earn, what you have access to as a result of being free is something that's worth at this point. But you can kill me, I'm just gonna die free. You go ahead here.
What do you say? Give her things. Okay.
Give her her.
That's what you got to get to. That's where you got to get to. Give her things. Okay.
Yeah.
Because when you come out of there, it's liberating. However, I will say I was never, ever, ever in the closet, and my family knew, and everyone was always. And as a matter of fact, they all said, "We knew that when you were a baby. We knew that." So, you know, I have one story I'll tell you. When I was 6 years old, I was outside playing football with my cousins, and it was hot. It was like 102 degrees outside. I'm in DC. I'm in DC. All of them took their shirts off. So what I do? I took mine off too. I started playing football. Man, we ran in the house to get something to drink, and they was like, "You don't have your shirt on," and I was like, "I know, I'm hot." And she was like, "No, you gotta put a shirt on." I was like, "Okay." So she real quick put the shirt back on me, and I had to go back outside and play.
Oh my God.
But you know what, though? You can't make people wrong for how you see the world today, you know, and that's what I look at. I think we put too much emphasis on having the approval of everybody else just to be with a fucking capital BE. It doesn't matter if you're feminine, no matter if you the hardest man on earth, whether you gender fluid, you got colorful hair, or you a woman that's bald head, you know, it doesn't matter. You know, just be who you want to be.
Shout out to you, all right.
I think you're gonna get there though. You taking steps now.
I'm already there, baby.
I think you're gonna get there, because as soon as you get all out there, you were gonna say, "Damn, why didn't I do this before?"
Baby, hair Moselle is routine for you.
Let me tell you something. I'll put it this way. I appreciate that, but I, like I told you when I first came on here, Conscious, I said I'm here because of who? Dr.
Cleo Monago.
Yeah, Monago.
That's why. Now you look at him, I'm that type of guy. I'm not as harsh, you know, and what he says, he can back it up. But I'm not him.
To come back up here and at some point and talk to me about that conversation, because I'm still a little pressed.
I feel it. I just don't think that you should dwell in places you don't know about. And clearly the LGBT, whatever you want to call it, alphabet community, that's not his thing. So just don't speak against it. Don't speak on it. Just say you're a same gender loving man and just leave it alone. And I think that even people who are out, people who are feminine, who are waving the damn flag out in the rainbow flag in the public, you know, putting on a cape or Wonder Woman suit or whatever you want to have on, you know, you should also respect his, you know, thoughts. You know, one thing y'all do agree on is the fact that, you know, y'all same gender loving.
But that was my issue, is I felt like I could recognize the nuance and Cleo could not.
Yeah. Oh, his interview with you, I was like, ooh, it kind of, I was like, ooh.
And me and Cleo and I gonna go back, like, so, like, I love
trying to, you know, spin all that language, and I was like, dude, let's get to what's the point? Let's get to it. You just keep spinning that language, so you know.
Yeah,
but
like,
I just want to point. He said that people often
understand that.
But he said people often want them to tell them lies. You know what I'm saying? He's saying what he needs to say, but the people are not hearing it, and not specifically on your show, Conscious. But I've seen it.
By lies. Like, what are the lies you think people want to be told?
Meaning, I think he was saying that he don't feel that, you know, I put it this way. He is more red pill and black pill. I'm a red pill and black pill type man myself. I'm not blue pill. I'm still a man, regardless to the situation. You know, I don't think that because you gay, you're retarded. You need a pat on the back for being out. My thing is, you decided to do that. That's your choice. And when you get out there, you got to have tough ass skin to face that world.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. But see, like what you were saying is what my issue was, because it was being narrated that homophobia is a mental projection of homosexuals onto heterosexuals. And while I agree that maybe for some LGBT people there is some paranoia there, but we're also not going to act like homophobia is being imagined by LGBT people who have been bullied their whole fucking life in the school system, who've been bullied at home, who've been bullied by the church. So I just didn't understand why he kept putting the burden of curing up homophobia on, well, just don't care, be free. And if you walk around with this energy, you're not even going to attract it. That slaps every trans woman who lives in her truth and has been gunned down on the side of the curb in the face. That slaps every gay man who's walked out of Walmart and been bashed over the head with a fucking bottle and died because they were walking in their truth. They were standing in their solidarity and authenticity. That did not change the fact that people were preying on them. So it was just
he's wrong for that. He's wrong for saying that. You're right. He's wrong for that part.
It was just so frustrating. And then we couldn't get clear about the about masculine privilege, which is a real fucking thing. Like, I just came off of a panel with 2 other mass presenting gay men who is very clear, even from their vantage point, that because they are masculine, they can blend in with society and therefore avoid a lot of homophobia that maybe people like me and Harry Moselle can't, because we show up like this. We don't hide our queerness or our creativity or our androgyny, and therefore, yeah, we're going to probably experience homophobia in a more quantifiable way than maybe even you, who is more male, who's more masculine.
But there are other things that you two blend. Well, I ain't gonna say her because I don't really know what same women loving gender women. I don't know what they do, but I can tell what men do. However, what I found out is that gay men, openly gay men, even queer men, men who look straight, who are able to blend, have in common, is sex, drugs, weed, you know what I'm saying, and drinking. And it's sad because that's the only time they really come together. You get what I'm saying? Or if it's privately on an app, but not ever in public. Okay, go ahead.
That's truth serum. When they show you who they are, you got to believe it. I'm just saying. That's truth serum.
Let me ask you something. So, being that you're a beautiful woman, you don't ever have any problems, do you, with having a date?
What?
I'm just saying.
That's a real question. Yes, I do. Yes. You know why? Because
they want you to have long hair?
No, because I'm honest.
Okay.
Because I don't hide who I am. It's either you like me, love me for who I am. I'm not going to change my appearance. I'm not going to do any of that for you. It's my body. I do what I want with it, right? So yes, I do have issues.
I just can't see you single. You know, plenty of girls. But a lot of people, what do you think about the brat? What do you think about the brat? The brat's still kind of feminine with her look.
Yeah, she is and always has been.
So she's able to get a girlfriend.
Full face of makeup.
Yeah,
she's married. She got a whole damn wife right now. She just got married like last year.
Right.
Her wife.
Love the brat. Grew up. We all, we in that age bracket. We grew up on the brat. You know.
I don't know, I just think it's totally easier for women. Maybe you can school us on another one of your podcasts.
In terms of what? In terms of what, man?
I mean, she could walk. Women are very picky anyway. I mean, super, super picky, but also super duper gay men are picky. You know, that's why when I see guys who frown up when they see real feminine guys, and the guy say, "Man, if a woman don't want you, what make you think I want you with your ugly ass?" You know, you see that a lot. You know,
that's preference.
Yeah. Well, sometimes we say preference, but I think we also need to be honest about what we really like. I mean, even if it's just behind the scenes on the app.
I think the world would just be a better place if everybody just
everybody just lived in their truth. This place would be a better place. But the truth is not meant to bring you together. The truth is meant to divide.
But do living in your truth mean you have to be a feminine man?
No, whatever your truth is, it's not, doesn't have a label. Whatever your truth is, it doesn't have a label. I didn't know what I was. I was just like
you. Yeah.
I mean, because I played sports. I had Barbie dolls, but I didn't really play with them. But I had an easy bake oven that I loved, and I had a Kenya doll.
Female down here say my voice has changed. No, I just moved away from the mic.
So I always knew that I was just
you. Yeah. Look, I had a big ass collection of Barbie dolls and G.I. Joes. That's
right,
why
I had G.I. Joe.
That's why I'm tough and sensitive all at once. And I'm happy.
Legos, Connect, Lincoln Logs.
Yes.
Like all of it thrown together.
People think that if they invite the feminine into a male's life, that it will make them weaker. You actually want to make a man stronger by nurturing his femininity. All these women out here who got issues with, men are from Mars and shit, and men just, he won't talk and he don't open up. Yeah, because he lives in a culture that's groomed him only to be in touch with his masculinity, and now it's fucking toxic masculinity. So if you want emotionally available men, if you want, that has to start when they're younger, because by the time men grow up to be grown, they're going to be in communities with other men who are probably toxic and unconscious as hell, and taking those cues from them. So I just want to say this part, like, so just nurturing boys and girls to have access to both feminine and masculine just makes us whole as people. It makes us better human beings. It gives us more emotional awareness. Also,
it sure does.
Access to our intellectual selves, our will. Like, I mean, we need the masculine and the feminine. We just need both. Like, we need both. All people have both. We all are emotional beings. We all are mental beings. Like, we need access to both. So living in this binary, while I get it, it was for the sake of simplifying the whole process, but the shit is destroying us at this point. Like, and our men are destroying themselves and each other and their women at this point, and women are biting the apple as well and walking into the destruction as well. So it's time to curb the bullshit.
Well, you know, when I grew up, it was, my sister could not touch my train set or my truck. She would get a pop on the hand, and I'd never been interested in no fucking doll anyway. But if my sister played with my shit, I was okay with that. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't. It's just like if you have a sister,
because it's just deep into you. It's subliminally taught that you touch the boy stuff and the girl touches the girl stuff, when really toys are just toys. I mean,
but so what if they represent girl or boy?
Right, like, and they do, because Barbies have male Barbies too.
But do you know what's so ass backwards about our society is we live in a society that wants to separate men from their femininity, but men don't want to be in no other space but in women's space. They want relationships to women. They want to have sex with women. They want to have children with women. They want, like, and so how are you going to separate men from their own femininity and then expect them to understand how to treat, receive, be corrected, and or even be like influenced by one man, and you're divorcing them from the one man inside them? Like Like, there's a reason why men don't know what the fuck they're doing when it comes to women. They don't know how to understand women. They don't know how to relate to women. They don't know how to be led by women. They're completely ignorant on how to be amongst women. Like, and it's because we're only grooming men to be men and grooming women to be women. And we've allowed that, like, once again, the divorcing of the divine masculine and feminine, that shit has disrupted our culture. And people shook right now because they're seeing the visibility of LGBT people. They don't know what the hell to think. They think it's the end of the goddamn world. There's a gay agenda. And people just are like losing their shits. And I'm just like, girl, calm down. The paradigm is shifting. This is enlightenment actually taking place. And like all ages and eras, you got to receive the new data. Jesus said you got to remove the old wineskin to accommodate the new wine. It's new wine. We are now in a more complex intellectual age. We know that things exist on a spectrum. This is an opportunity for us to create spaces for everyone now. Spaces that were only preserved for the extreme left and the extreme right. And now we get an extreme middle. And these people deserve their space. They've been in the shadows, in the sewages, in the alleyways, in the nooks and the crevices, suppressed and oppressed and hidden away within society. Give them their moment. Give them the breath and the exhale they deserve too. And we shouldn't be so privileged and ignorant to keep that from people, because these people have been people too. And now we have an opportunity to repent for our sins and to change our way of thinking and to do something powerful with our privilege, which is allow the other to show up at the table. If I have the power to control whether you can have a seat, I'm going to pull that motherfucker out at the table. That's my duty.
I have a friend that every time anything happens, just anything, he has to throw out a gay slur. And I would say to him, why do you always make a point to throw out a gay slur, you know, the minute something don't go your way? He was like, why? So what? I'm like, no, you can't do that, right? So I went back to my room, I thought about it, and I came out. And I said to him, if you saw a black girl outside, I said, if you saw a black girl outside getting yelled at, I said, if you were outside and you were getting yelled at, thank you, you were getting yelled at, do you think that it's right that you should be getting yelled at outside? I said, no. I said, if a white person called you, how would you feel? He's like, oh, no, that's not going to happen. I said, so why do you think it's okay to throw those slurs out, those same slurs out, knowing that I am the person that's in that spectrum? So I used the racial example because I said, if the white person was out there and calling you you'd be ready to knock her head off. But if you see a lesbian or a gay person or whatever, you always have something negative to say. And I said, that speaks to your maturity.
Is he fully straight?
And also, when he didn't, it didn't matter what it was. He'd get upset. Oh my goodness, man, and throw out a slur. And I'd be like, how many times have I told you, like, I don't want to hear that? How many times? Like, can you respect what I'm trying to say? And he would not. He did not want to hear it. And I would actually show him proof and show him the documentation to say, like, all the things that you believe about gay people are all those stigmas that are wrong. But when you try to teach someone about it who's in the life, they don't want to listen to you. They don't want to listen.
Is he in? Do he deal with men in any kind of way?
No. No. Let me take that back. I don't know. I don't think he does. And for all intents and purposes, no. But
you do have men that do still have sex, but they won't everything you're telling him and everything that conscious is talking about, they won't listen to it.
Right.
And there's another issue as well. I always tell people, just because you're the just because like being the exception doesn't make your people any less homophobic. They've just made you the exception to the rule. Like I have men in my family who love me to straight men who my cousins will fuck a nigga up, will kill a nigga over me. They will hug me, love on me, support me, but is that same acceptance afforded to other gay men just because I'm afforded that? No.
No.
I have access to that from them because of proximity.
Yeah, but also you got to look at it this way. Their friends start to respect you too, because I'm gonna tell you, like I said, my brother is a trans woman. We live on two totally different things, you know. He's 25, and I haven't seen him as a boy since 17.
Oh.
And he looked like a real woman, you know. And it took all my brothers, you know, all 5 of my brothers, including me, to really get over that. But he gravitate more toward the girls, all my sisters. So he's not around the men. He never opened up to us because he thought automatically we would judge. But I do have a brother that was like, man, he caught him going outside with a wig on one night, and he snatched it off, and they got into a fight. You know, because
we would have been fighting too.
Yeah, he had took nearly 4 hours to get himself ready, and his friends was outside waiting on him, and you know, I don't know, man. But the thing is, we all love our brother. We respect him. I can't see him as a man ever again. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, even when the friends come over of my brothers and they see him, it's more like, hey, how you doing? Or they'll move all the way over to the side because they're uncomfortable.
Okay, but see, hold on. Pause right there, because see, that's another thing that I be talking to people about is like these microaggressive ass expressions of homophobia too. That is not like, it's more covert homophobia. It's not in faggot or sissy but it's in body language. It's in getting up. If you feel like a gay person is getting too close to you, it's the partying of the hallways, it's the stares, it's the look. All of that is aggressive, unwelcoming, nonverbal cues toward queer people from homophobes. So just like you have overt racist people, you have covert racist people, okay, who are polite enough. Yes, go ahead here.
Me and you are both empaths, right?
Absolutely.
So the reason why, for your question, answer your a question you had, Top Man. The reason why we're so comfortable in our skin is because we carry both energies pretty evenly.
Who asked that question?
No, Top Man, 1000
Oh.
Top Man. Mm-hmm. No, but he said it earlier. He was just like, wow, you know, how can you be, you know, so like, you know, open and comfortable? And I'm just saying the reason why is because we're both empaths. So we understand the whole of people's humanity.
I said, here's that question. That last question. Do you want me to answer that?
What question?
What question?
I think she said, are you supportive of your brother? I am, but I'm trying to get over, because he gets upset if you say he gets upset if you call him by his real name, which is unisex, but he wants you to call him all this other stuff. And I get it, I respect it, you know, but I'm quiet. In other words, I'm not against him, but it's, you know how it's hard to call somebody something, you know, like if your family, if you call yourself something else, Conscious, and your family know you by your boy name, you know.
I'm going to be honest. 1,000. Top Man, I do not find it difficult to respect people. I just don't. If you want to be called a damn donkey it is. I do not make, because see, I think it's a selfish thing for us to make it about us, which is what happens. Like, this ain't about me. Like, it's my job to be mindful of the way you want to be respected. And just like I learned to call you by your boy name, I will quickly learn and adapt to calling you by your girl name. Like, you know, you know, and it's just, I just don't find that stuff difficult. Like, there was a whole debacle in fucking GameStop between a trans woman and a cashier because he kept using male pronouns, and she kept correcting him like, it's ma'am, it's ma'am, it's ma'am, it's ma'am. And then things kind of got wild, and she had to tear some shit up to make a point. And people was like, well, he should have, he had the right to call her, you know, to look, you have a right to do whatever you want to do. Now, remember, we live within a country where you have rights and you got consequences and repercussions as well. And
well, at San Francisco State, at the school, you'll get in trouble for not calling people a woman or man.
Well, look,
sometimes you just be quiet.
I don't.
Just call them what they want. That's all. Just
like, I don't even think about being quiet. It's like go within yourself and ask yourself,
what does it cost you?
Why am I finding it difficult to, like, me calling you whatever you want, don't have nothing to do with me. Why should I feel like it don't change my beliefs? I can feel in my heart hold whatever belief I want to hold, but what that got to do with me respecting you? If you want to be called ma'am and I don't see you as ma'am, like, me calling you a ma'am don't change the fact that I don't see you as ma'am. But me calling you ma'am just says I was raised right and I'm a respectful, decent human being who is going to at least dignify you when I'm in your presence. That's
now, for the record, it's not me. Come on, y'all. Don't tell me it's not me. It's not me. It's just saying, it's just that being out here taught me a whole lot, you know, and being at that school, they have even these things called safe spaces with the rainbows. If somebody picking on you, you go to the, you know, space, you know, because if they feel disrespected, even if the professor is disrespectful to you, or if you feel uncomfortable, you know. But it's almost now to the point to where people in that community is in their own space, getting their own degrees so that they can help. They're making up degrees for people in the alphabet community so that they can help out the community. If I'm making sense, you know, they get special out here. You get special everything.
I have a friend who, I have a friend who, I asked him about his only male gay friend. I said, you don't want him to be with a man? He said, no. I said, why not? He said, I'd rather him die alone than be with a man.
No.
And I said, so you don't care about him being happy? He said, nope. I said, wow. So that's the kind of stuff that we have to battle sometimes.
It's the narcissism for me.
Oh my goodness. And the patriarchy.
Sometime again, it's the jealousy. You don't know. He might wanted him.
Listen, he was very uncomfortable. And when you're that uncomfortable, something else is brewing. You can't tell me no otherwise. I don't care how you spin it, how you say it, how you.
Let me ask y'all this question.
Yes.
Did y'all hear about the Hungarian politician who was responsible for writing the Constitution and was a huge anti-LGBT politician, but over the course of the pandemic got caught in a 25-man orgy, and when it was raided, jumped out of a window to avoid getting caught, scarring his leg, leaping to the ground, and you are a whole anti-LGBT politician responsible for passing anti-LGBT legislation and was caught in a 25-man orgy.
Oh, I saw that.
And then you sloppy. Because why you with that many people and you think ain't nobody gonna know?
Look, I guess he needed to know that he didn't like queer people. He had to make sure he didn't like queer people. He had to drive that car and drive it full on out, honey, to make sure that he was clear that he did not support LGBT folk, honey. Like,
But you know what
but
though?
this
You
is-
got
but
people
this
in
is the
spaces. You got people
thing.
in spaces that are the DLs of the DL. This shit goes deeper than just, hey, I'm in the closet.
Mhm.
Trust me, you got groups of men that do things and they won't let you in unless you look extremely masculine. And I'm talking like hardcore, undetected. And even in Atlanta, they got those spaces. And in Atlanta, they had like a sex party, and they started to tax these people to figure out, okay, these people are having this thing every week at this Red Roof Inn. We need to get to the bottom of this. Somebody tipped them off, and it was one of the gay guys who they didn't let in tipped them off. And when they went in there, they had doctors, lawyers, engineers, basketball players, all kind of dudes. And they ran out with no clothes on. They left their wallets, but hey, you're still going to get caught. They was arresting a lot of them because they figured that, and it was probably because of the money, not because of the privacy. They was accepting money at the door at a hotel. So that right there, they got caught.
But this just goes to show, and there's something going on in my comment section. I hope you guys are playing nice. We're all a family here. I don't know what's going on because I ain't been keeping up with the comment section, but you guys, everything is all right. Everything is okay. But that's the type of mania that I'm talking about. Like, that's why, as Harry been saying this whole time, if that's your biggest ministry is preaching against LGBT shit, it's probably because you are a repressed bi or homosexual or lesbian yourself. Like, because people a lot of times would try to do self-therapy. They think that if they can hate something or speak against something or stand against something enough, that they can convince themselves that they are not the thing that they have a conviction about. And this is also the danger of religion, because religion has conditioned people to have this level of fear and conflict within themselves. So it's a fucked up thing.
So let me ask you a question. Do you think that, just like she said, Harry Moselle said, it's all about preference. I do believe to a certain extent it is preference, because you do have some guys that don't like, I ain't gonna say don't like, but their preference is not to date a feminine guy or have sex with a feminine guy or have a feminine guy as a mate or somebody that's out. You get what I'm saying? Should they be crucified for the way they see the world?
Okay. Should who be crucified? This cleared up one more time for me.
Who should be crucified?
Meaning, should they be, talked against? I'm saying like, like,
what do you mean? Should they be crucified? Yes.
Who? Who?
I
kind of tapped out a little bit, like mentally. Like, who are we talking about? If who should be crucified?
We're talking about a man that is undetected. You don't know he gay, bisexual, whatever the case may be, and he run into a guy on a private app that but listen, he tells him, oh no, I'm just only into XYZ. Oh motherfucker, you're not out. You this is why we have problems today in the community, because you're hiding behind the scenes. Show your face and this and that. That's that psychology. You know what I'm saying? Because everything ain't for everybody. And I have been on one of those apps before, and when the guy saw my face, I said, okay, now you're blocked because you thought differently. It's just was not my preference, just like you. I got a homie, like I said, he liked nothing but trans women, and the little gay guys be really upset with him about it, and they curse him out, they say all kind of stuff, and what do you want with that? What do you that kind of thing? That's his thing.
I was just playing, y'all. I didn't really mean to crucify the man.
No, he should. No, like, people shouldn't be crucified. I mean, I think oftentimes, yes, we redirect our rage to, in the wrong places, and sometimes we are directing our frustration toward the symptom instead of the actual causation or the root. And so oftentimes DL men or men who are more discreet get beat up on, and they get made to be the issue when they are a product of what the real issue actually is, which is the system that gives birth to that level of fear. So, you know, no, like, should you have gotten, like, you know, like, dragged to the cross? Of course not. And that's why we got to clear it up, and we have to be like, we got to articulate what the source and the root of it is, because as we educate ourselves on that and we continue to reinforce that, then we won't end up re-victimizing people who have already been victimized already, and we'll spend our time more so dismantling the actual systems that lead to homophobia and transphobia. So that mindfulness and you know, staying mindful of that, you know, is the obligation of those who really want to wake up in a world that's better for all people. But we do have to be clear about what the actual issue is, and it's not the players, it's the actual game that has to be corrected. So.
How do you feel about men that say, well, you know, man, that wasn't really me. The alcohol made me do it. And, oh, no, I don't fuck around like that. You know, I was just trying to make some money.
It wasn't you in your false mind, but it was like, it was you in your true mind. Like,
yeah, answer that question. Truth serum.
Yeah, it's a truth serum.
Yeah.
All alcohol does.
Right mind. Yeah, you were. You was in your right mind. You was in your spiritual mind. You was right where you were supposed to be, and you did what you did. So
yes, because all alcohol does is help you to lose your inhibition. It helps you take all the filters off so that you can have.
And I also stated gay for pay, you know, because some guys, they figure that, hey, if I just, you know, hustle and do this, you know, on the app or whatever, that don't make me gay. Do it, you know.
Look, you only doing it for the money anyway. So who cares? That's a whole nother issue. Like,
yeah, I could do a whole nother.
So we could care less if you want to do, if you like what you're doing, well, the sex of it, whatever you're doing, you're doing it for the coin. So I don't think that's a fair question to ask.
Was asking for somebody else, not me.
Okay, look. What I need to ask is to go to motherfucking bed because I'm holding on for dear life. Oh. So this was a riveting 2.5 hours of dialogue, and you guys made this completely awesome, because this would have ended an hour and a half ago if it wasn't for y'all. So y'all brought the substance and the flavor in. But before we go, I do want you guys to, well, first of all, do you guys have any lasting thoughts or any final thoughts on the topic tonight?
My Cash App is Harry Moselle. Everything is Harry Moselle. Everything. Give her her things. Everything.
Okay. And you also give out your, you just did social media, everything.
Yes, social media is everything. So, oh my goodness.
And I got you top, man. I got your private message too.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Anytime you want me to
come let me do that too.
Anytime you want me to come back and talk, I'll do it, because I sure want you on my platform. They're gonna be shocked.
You are amazing.
I want you, what you call, I want you to give it to
them. Roselle, you're amazing too.
You are amazing, okay? Whenever I catch you live, I was so happy I could catch this live tonight.
I am, you know what, like, I am very hard on myself. People have no idea, like, how high I set the bar for myself. So I never feel like I just never feel complete. But maybe that's probably the perfectionism in me. It's just like, so when I hear that feedback, it reminds me,
you doing it, baby.
Slow down.
You doing it, baby. You doing it.
You know what? Conscious. You got
underrated. I think they need to give you your things.
You know, there are other men out here like me, conscious, that's listening to you. They just don't come up on the thing like this. I mean, what you was talking about tonight about this midget thing, you know,
the little people thing.
Yeah, that right. Yeah, the little people thing. Yeah, that's what brought me up, because oh boy, he like what he like. You get what I'm saying? But there are other men here that are masculine men, very masculine men, that will probably come up on the panel and talk.
Yeah.
You know, if you tell them.
I'm really.
Good night.
Good night, hair. Love you. Hit me up. Like, did you send me your number too? Did you?
I did. I
Okay.
did. I sent you my number.
I'm about to check
Mine
it.
is on the back
Okay.
check, and I'll give you more information on me.
Let me screenshot both of these. Okay. Well, you have a great night, boo, and thank you for your contribution tonight.
You are very, very welcome.
And look. You
have a good night.
Hold on. You be on my Instagram too. So if you ever have any ideas and you want to
I do.
If you ever want to do a show, like hit me up. Like we can do some stuff, honey.
I'm telling you, the story that I'm about to tell y'all tomorrow. Oh my gosh.
Okay. All right.
Look,
I'm gonna be in the building. All right.
All right,
love.
All right, love. Good night.
Good night. 1,000 top man.
Yes, sir. I'm about to log off.
I really appreciate you coming forward as well, because I think for all the other men who watch this platform, like, you help when you guys do come up. You guys, like you said, like, y'all inspire the others to get more comfortable, even with the straight men who just in the bushes of a gay content creator who, like, you know what, this is cool. This is a safe space. This is a solid space. We can rock and roll here. So I appreciate you actually coming up. And
trust me, if you had that kind of power to get Monago up here, trust me.
Well, you know, this is the power of beauty and sex appeal.
I feel it. You sexy, very nice.
You just gotta do the right thing with your power. You gotta do the righteous thing with your power when you have it. Okay?
Where your cousin at? Where he at?
You know what? He's in Atlanta and touring the goddamn world. His ass be in Africa, Egypt, Israel. I mean, that's a traveling Negro. Traveling.
Whenever he get back, get them back on for a part 2.
Okay. Well, see, I'm gonna have to fast and pray to get Monago. I'm gonna have to fast and pray for Monago. I'm gonna have to fast and pray. I'm gonna have to be ready. But I thank you. I'm gonna lock you in and send you a text after we hang up here. And thank you.
I'll show you who I am. Just don't show the world.
You know I won't. You're safe with me.
All right.
All right. Good night. Well, you guys have heard it there first. We also want to shout out Willie Vanilli. Okay, go over and subscribe to Mr. Willie. Okay, awesome content creator and amazing motherfucking choreographer. Okay, that nigga need to teach me some motherfucking moves, to be quite honest. I want to thank you guys for coming through tonight and participating. Man, this conversation went, in a great direction, and just the representation of having an androgynous, same gender loving woman on the platform, and having I don't even know what to call 1,000 top man, but having his 1,000% ass up here too was incredible. I was tired, so if my personal commentary was all over the place, forgive me. Jimmy Smacks, I support you, bro. You giving a middle finger to these motherfuckers, telling them to kiss your ass and suck your dick, and you about your coin, and you standing in your truth, and I ain't mad at that, honey. We have a lot of these type of conversations to have as a society, so we're going to be doing this. We're going to be digging in, okay? Very thought-provoking. Thank you so much, J Darkness. I'm going to get out of here. We'll be back tomorrow for the Gentleman's Panel, okay? And part 3 of Surviving Jaguar Right review is definitely coming up, okay? We're going to be doing all of that. And I love you guys. Stay blessed. And I will see you guys later. One.